good health. Goals and approaches to the prevention. Prevention of acute and chronic diseases before their onset has been recognized as one of the hallmarks of excellent medical practice for centuries and is now used as a metric for highly functioning healthcare systems. The ultimate goal of preventive strategies is to avoid premature death. However, as longevity has increased dramatically worldwide over the last century, largely as a result of public health practices, increasing emphasis is placed on the prevention for the purpose of preserving quality of life and extending the health span, not just the lifespan, given that all the patient will eventually die. The goal of prevention ultimately becomes compression of morbidity toward the end of lifespan, that is, reduction of amount of burden and time spent with disease prior to dying. As shown in the figure 2.1, normative aging tends to involve a steady decline in the stock of health. Normative aging tends to involve a steady decline in the stock of health with accelerating decline over time. Successful prevention offers the opportunity both to extend life and to extend healthy life, thus squaring the curve of health loss during the aging. See, prevention strategies have been categorized as tertiary, secondary, primary, and primordial. Tertiary prevention requires rapid action to prevent imminent death in the setting of acute illnesses such as percutaneous coronary intervention in the setting of ST segment elevation myocardial infarction. Secondary prevention strategies focus on avoiding the recurrence of disease and death in an individual who is already affected. For example, tamoxifen is recommended for women with surgically treated early stage estrogen receptor positive breast cancer because it reduces the risk of recurrent breast cancer, including in the contralateral breast and death. Primary prevention attempts to reduce the risk of incident disease among individuals with the risk factors. For example, treatment of elevated blood pressure, in which is hypertension in individuals who have not yet experienced cardiovascular disease, represents one example of primary prevention that has proven effective in reducing the incidence of stroke, heart failure, and coronary heart disease. Primordial prevention is a more recent concept first introduced in the 1979, which focuses on prevention of the development of risk factors for disease, not just prevention of disease. Primordial prevention strategies emphasize upstream determinants of risk for chronic diseases such as eating patterns, physical activity, and environmental and social determinants of health. It is therefore encompasses medical treatment strategies for individuals as well as strong reliance on public health and social policy. It is increasingly clear that primordial prevention represents the ultimate means for reducing the burden of chronic diseases of aging. Once risk factors develop, for example, the hypertension for the cardiovascular disease, it is difficult to restore risk to the lower level of someone who never developed the risk factor. The time spent with adverse levels of risk factor often causes irreversible damage that precludes complete restoration of low risk. For example, individuals with hypertension who are treated back to optimal levels, that is less than 120 by less than 120 by less than 80 mm of Hg, do have a lower risk compared with untreated patients with hypertension, but they still have twice the risk of cardiovascular events as those who maintained optimal blood pressure without medications. Patients with elevated blood pressures that is subsequently treated have greater left ventricular mass index, worse renal function, and more evidence of atherosclerosis and other target organ damage as a result of time spent with the elevated blood pressure. Such damage cannot be fully reversed despite efficacious therapy with antihypertensive medications. Conversely, as described below in greater detail, individuals who maintain optimal levels of all major cardiovascular risk factors into the middle age through primordial prevention essentially abolish their lifetime risk of developing cardiovascular disease while also living substantially longer and having a lower burden of other comorbid illnesses, that is compression of morbidity. Prevention strategies should be distinguished from disease screening strategies. Screening attempts to detect evidence of disease at its earliest stages, while when treatment is likely to be more efficacious than for advanced disease. We can see in chapter 4.